everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is Omotalani Ige and we all know today is Tech Thursday. And Tech Thursday means we're going to talk about something as relates to technology or innovation in Nigeria. But today comes with a plot twist because we'll be talking about two different topics, although one has to do with tech and the other has to do with society at large. The first topic we'll be talking about is, drum rolls please. Everybody has been in my DMs about this. They're like, oh, Matalani, you have to talk about it, you have to talk about it. And that is AI. I'm not going to say AI in Nigeria because AI is known all over the world. So even if you are non-Nigerian, I think you should grab a seat, get your popcorn and drink, and let's dive into this conversation. We'll be right back, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. It's still Let's Talk. And we will be talking about AI. AI is one thing I know is taking over the entire world now. AI is artificial intelligence, like machine that actually is built to reason, calculate, make decisions like humans would. Right, we see that since the 1950s, the scientists and engineers have built computers to think like humans, to solve problems, to do a lot of things like humans would. And with the way things are going, I think AI is here to stay. AI has been incorporated in everything we do now, more than we ever even realized it. AI has to do with our phones, our houses, wherever we go, AI is always there. But then, everybody is saying AI is a blessing to us. AI makes humanity easier. But the question is AI really helping us as humans? Since time passed, since the primitive days, we see that humans have definitely always been looking for ways to make things easier for themselves. There are lots of advantages to AI which we cannot deny, but there are a lot of disadvantages and we can see it. But the world is not willing to admit those things because they are all here for the pleasure and the ease. Right, we see that in the 21st century, AI is incorporated into everything. Even for medical facilities, we see that AI is just there. Playing games, AI. Everything, AI. We see it according to research that AI is now taking over millions and millions of jobs. See that AI has taken over 80% of the US workforce, and 10% of that has already been affected by the AI. 77% of businesses are already using AI to explore. We see that 75% of Chinese citizens will replace their politicians with AI. Like politicians too. It's very concerning. We even see that CEOs of firms are willing to incorporate AI. And AI firms, they are literally saying, like, OpenAI, right? The firms are saying they are warning us against the risk of losing jobs with the introduction of AI. Even the firms that make these things are warning us against the use of AI in businesses. And that does not seem concerning to most people, right? We see that unemployment is now a thing that we experience every day because AI has taken over every single job. When we go to the bank, recently I even went to the bank and they said for customer service you do not need to see the bank workers anymore. You just have to go to a phone booth and AI will answer your questions. Like it's a plus to an extent, but then really we don't have any form of social interaction with people anymore because AI solves it. You go to a store, just check yourself out and go. AI. Go to a filling station, AI. Everywhere, AI. Right? And it's just concerning because many persons have lost their jobs to AI. A lot of people are sad because machines are now taking over their workplaces. There's no need to have 10 staff. Why have 10 when you can have just 2? And you don't have to pay. Like that's what many people think. And they're just like, let's just sack this person. Right? And it's taking a lot of livelihood from thousands and thousands of persons. The next will be our social life. The life that we have socially is this little to ending. And AI already just came and, took it all away. Because why do I have to go out when I can do everything online? Why do I have to go out when I can text wherever I want to text online? There's Google Meet. There's FaceTime. Why do I have to go to a restaurant to meet with you? AI has made everything seem so seamless that human conversation and connection just feels like there's no need for that. There's no need to go outside and touch grass. I can just stay in my house, and with a snap of a finger, everything gets done, which is actually not right. Next will be the innovation and creativity of humans. Why do I have to think so much when AI can just do it for me? Like, people just would not even use their brains anymore. Before anything, AI. Before anything, they have gone online to search for it. And it just makes it feel like, why do I have to think about it anymore? Decision-making skills are now going down the drain, because why do I have to do that? I can just go and type ChatGPT. What is this? How do I decide on this? And it just brings a solution for you. So you do not think entrepreneurship is going to go down the drain in the next few years, and I'm not going to be surprised, because nobody uses their brains anymore. Nobody wants to think outside the box anymore. Because why think outside the box when AI can do it for you, right? There will be no form of originality in the nation, in the world at large, because everybody is going to be relying on AI. And the sources of information that are imputed into this database are limited. Although limitless to an extent, but they are still limited because the human mind is capable of so many things, and I believe AI cannot compete with it. The next will be education. Let's not even get started on that. Education. Every single student now uses ChatGPT. Yuki Which. Every platform that is accessible by students for their projects, assignments, research works, we see nobody's putting the effort anymore, because I can go and use AI as just type in a few seconds, instead of going through lots of journals, instead of going through lots and lots of textbooks. Why just, you can just go to AI, right? People are not willing to use their brains anymore. Students are now like just dormant. There's a tweet I saw of a person saying that they think the Nigerian government wants to take AI away, and somebody was like, oh, I just started my master's, they should wait till let me finish my master's. Can you imagine that? So this person was overly dependent on AI to get their degree for them. So what do we see that our soon-to-be professionals are doing or have done with their brain? Because even their project works and research are done by AI. So what do they bring to the table? The next will be the medical effects. Proven by our Pew Research Center survey conducted in December 12th to 18th in 2022 that 11,004 US adults, it finds out that only 38 of them are actually diagnosed by AI and have gotten proper treatment, and the remaining 27%, there was no difference. It didn't work. 33 became worse after using AI. Imagine 33% of a body of persons getting treated by AI and getting wrong diagnosis and leaving the hospital worse than they came. Don't you think that's concerning? So these are the points we should look at. These are the things we should be paying attention to. Although AI seems to be of great help, of great use to the world, but then is it really helping us, or is causing more damages? I think you should go think on that. And next up, we'll be talking about flood issues in Nigeria. It's something that's very serious and of great concern. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. It's glad that you're still here with me. The next topic we'll be looking at is the issue of flood in Nigeria. Flooding is a very serious issue in Nigeria, and especially in this time of the year, which is the rainy season. We see that the issue of flood has skyrocketed more than ever before, and research has it that 33 states out of 36 is now flooded, and more than a decade, we see that this year Nigeria has experienced the highest number of flooding issues, right? We see states like Anambra State that are close to riverbanks are now having serious flood issues. We see that schools and medical facilities, we see that police stations, businesses are about to be shut down because of this issue. And that poses a question in our minds, because why does these things keep happening and there's nothing the government can do about it? The government have made a statement and they have said that flood is caused to uncontrollable rain in Nigeria, and we can agree to an extent. Is that really the problem? Research shows that a major cause of flood in Nigeria is due to lack of proper planning. The question that we are left with is, why is there lack of proper urban planning and locationing in Nigeria? That question is posed to the government, right? We see that according to history, we can take a rewind back to the colonial era, where we see that our colonial masters were the ones that did the planning of Nigeria, right? When they were still here, and the way they allocated each state, it had some hiccups, but that is not an excuse, because they left a long time ago, and Nigeria could have done something by taking things back to the way it should be, but our government was just like, you know what, let them just be chilling. That's what they have done, and that's what we're gonna stick with, which is very wrong. Research shows that 70% of Lagos population, and keep in mind that Lagos is the largest city in Nigeria. It's the heartbeat of Nigeria, right? And Lagos, 70% of the people staying in Lagos do not have proper house planning, in sense that people just build their house wherever they like. The next will be the political landscape that we'll be looking at. We say where there is no law, there is no crime. Where the government does not care, the people don't care either, because the government is not putting any form of law or policy in place to ensure that the people are actually doing what is right. When the government does not say, well, let them just be doing what they are doing, everybody will say the government does not care. There's no form of penalty for those that are breaking these laws by building in places they should not build in, like places that are close to water banks. People should not be living there. But my fellow Nigerians are so wonderful, right? And they don't really care as much. And then the government is not doing anything about it, so everybody's like, okay, must be right, since the government is not doing anything about it. Research in 2019 shows that 60% of buildings in still Lagos, so that same Lagos, my Lagosians, what's going on? 60% of buildings in Lagos are erected without following any form of building code, like the laws put in place to build an infrastructure. They don't follow these things. 60%. That's very concerning. Right? The economic constraints too, we have to look at that, because tell me why the budget allocated for infrastructure in Nigeria is close to nothing. The budget body in Nigeria, they made a statement and said that infrastructures cannot be re-erected or reconstructed because the money allocated for this thing is very close to nothing. And tell me why the government knows that this thing is very important, but they rather leave it. That is why we have issues of buildings collapsing every now and then, because there's no proper amount allocated to these things, which is causing a detriment. Aside from the flood issues, is actually a great danger to everybody in Nigeria. Next will be the environmental factor. Deforestation, lack of proper disposal of wastage. Tell me why Lagos, I think my Lagosians will feel like I'm coming for them, but it is true. I'm sorry guys, I can't do anything about it. It is very true that Lagos has the the highest rates. When they say the highest ranking, they have the highest ranking of improper disposal of waste. The drainage system is terrible, and it contributes to flooding in Nigeria, which government should actually take note of. And the last one would be the fact that the medical repercussions of these things, they just go way and beyond. Because we see from reports from doctors that most of the causes of illnesses like malaria, cholera, are from issues like this. Because when there is no proper drainage system made available, it leads to stuff like malaria, mosquitoes are always around, different insects try to fly around, and they fly around your neighborhood, right? And these things get to infect our body and now cause medical issues for every one of us. I feel like this is an issue the government needs to look at. So if they are not looking at it, they should start looking at it now, because I do not understand why flooding in Nigeria is not a new thing that we say, okay, the government is not yet properly aware of. It's a thing that has happened time and time again, which they should look at, and they are not looking at it, and we should actually start to point the finger at the government and the people as well. But the government owns a major responsibility. And thank you for listening and watching. Till we come your way again, I'll see you next week. Bye.